The big chunky story, which obviously happened this week. It doesn't directly affect us in handheld land, but it's too big to ignore. Is, of course, Phil Spencer leaving Xbox.
You handed your notice in?
I handed my notice in with Xbox. I need time to dedicate to 128KB. So it's time to open that chapter. Yeah.
That's it.
I made the announcement on my Twitter handle, Xbox Player Free. But I mean, enough has been said out there about Phil Spencer leaving, and what was the old CEO called as well? Her leaving. Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond, that's it, yes.
Sarah Bond resigning and Phil Spencer retiring at the same time.
Immediately, yeah. It was crazy. And it just came out of nowhere. Just bam.
It came out of nowhere. Oh, and it was like, as of now. Which is weird. Not enough's been said about the why.
No.
I'm going to be honest. I guess it's all speculation, but there is zero chance that you have your two leading figures retire and resign on the same day and it not be connected.
Yeah, especially when they were like posting stuff on like LinkedIn and stuff right before, literally like hours before. There was like surveys or whatever, like, you know, questions being asked. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I quit. What? Hang on a minute. Why don't you just ask me for something? Like,
I've gone fishing. See you later.
Yeah. It's like, now I'm off.
Like,
so, wow.
Yeah, it to me, my initial reaction was there has been some kind of major disagreement here with the key stakeholders, or some kind of like reckoning with like, this target that you were supposed to meet is a failure. These are your options, and they're like, we don't want any of that. I don't know. It's all speculation, but there's no way it's just a happy retirement. And do you know what? I want a new challenge. Resigning. It sounds like they were asked to do it, basically.
Yeah. Well, clearly Sarah Bond was like being set up to take over Phil. Do you know what I mean? Like she was like being mentored up to his position, and that would be why she handed her notice in, because they just didn't offer her the position. So she went, well, I'm leaving then. What's the point of me being here?
Yeah, that could actually be it, yeah.
So that's totally what it's going to be like. I've done that in the past in job roles where I've been like an assistant manager or something, and then they're like, well, you're not going to get the manager position. So I'm like, well, there's no point me being here.
What's the point of being here?
So I'd leave, and they'd be like, you can't leave. It's like, well, I've done it now. So, you know, so that's what I think. That's her putting her middle finger up there. It's gone, all right, bye then. But Phil leaving, which in turn immediately makes her leave, means like they were like, look, here's your successors. You're leaving, like you said.
Can I just say as well that despite all the kind of, in recent years, Xbox being a bit of a butt of the joke with the kind of home gaming space, its sales figures kind of flagging and stuff. I was genuinely a bit sad that Phil Spencer's leaving the gaming space.
I'm really sad about that.
I think his enthusiasm for actually playing games really shone through on everything.
An actual gamer.
Rather than just what we see from PlayStation, even Nintendo, to be fair, they're just, they don't strike you as gamers. They don't talk with enthusiasm about the games they love. And when they do, it feels really disingenuous.
Yes, yeah.
And the same with the new CEO of Xbox, Asha Sharma. Seeing her tweets go out and stuff, talking about games, is like, this feels really fake. I don't know why, but it feels fake.
Yeah, well, she's just not a gamer, is she? She like created a gamer tag like 2 days beforehand, and then all of a sudden she's got loads of achievements, and it's like, and then she comes out because everyone's saying that it's fake, and then she goes, no, I was sharing my account with my family. It's like, why were you all playing on the same user profile? She's like, oh, don't worry, I'll fix that now. It's like, just come out and say, look, I don't play games. This is a business move.
Yeah, my job is a CEO of a corporation.
Yeah.
There's gamers that look after the gaming stuff.
Don't try
okay, yeah. That doesn't take away the fact that they did have a guy who was in charge of the corporate stuff who was a gamer.
Yes.
And that felt cool. For us gamers, it felt cool.
Yeah, you're being represented. Like, whereas now it's kind of like, oh, it's like someone taking over like chocolate factory and they're like a coffee maker. It's like, oh great, you know where this is going now.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's even deeper, isn't it? Because for us people that really love gaming, it's a cultural and kind of societal thing. It's one of our defining hobbies and part of our character. So when we see that part of our character represented at the top of one of the biggest companies in that thing, it's like it feels like you're directly connected to what's happening. And he was the kind of person who did respond to tweets, who would, we would post something and he would like reshare it. Like he was that kind of person who was just watching what was going on all the time.
Yeah.
And if something was broken, he'd be like, yeah, it's broken. Sorry, we're going to try our best.
Yep.
To lose someone like that is disappointing, basically.
Yeah.
That's what kind of where I'm getting at.
And he was always striving for new stuff. Like, it really seemed like he believed in his vision for Game Pass, for like Play Anywhere. It seemed like he was the driving force for that. And
I think so.
I loved that. Like we've been saying for years, even at the beginning where it was all very janky and it was like, okay, this isn't really great, but you could see where the goal was. And for the first time since like the Xbox 360, it felt like he had a goal, because the Xbox One was a mess. Like that had no goal. Like, what was it? Like, was it a mini fridge? Like, was it like I didn't understand what it was. Was it a DVD
Was it
player?
a Wii U? I couldn't figure it out.
Like, I don't understand what that was. So like when Phil came in and then started trying to be like, no, we're going to this point of gaming for gamers. Yeah. Like, it felt good. I know loads of people don't like Xbox, like you said, and stuff, but I liked his trajectory. I liked what he was doing. It was great for us PC gamers, especially the handheld gamers, because he was a handheld gamer.
That's the other thing. Like on a real, like selfish personal note, seeing him in the early days being a handheld gamer, I was like, okay, this is going to be really cool for what we're interested in.
Yes.
Because he wants that, and he wants to incorporate that Xbox Play Anywhere thing, like you were saying, into this world. Yeah, it's sad. Oh, off the back of that, obviously, now we've got all the fallout. The first thing is that Seamus Blackley, co-creator of Xbox, did this like hit piece interview.
Yeah, what was this about?
I don't know. It's IGN reporting on it that in his interview with GamesBeat, that he is saying, because of Asha Sharma's position of, she was like head of AI at Microsoft before, that their push is going to be to sunset Xbox.
So what?
And that her job is to oversee basically the funeral.
Yeah. Which, like, I haven't read the article, so I can't see where like his stance was coming from that. But that just seems a bit weird. Like, I get it. Like, she's an AI, like the head of the AI department, and we all want to die on the hill of don't break the games by just relying on AI. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like if they were going to just kill it off, they would just turn around and just do it, like chop the head off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like what could they do to kill this? There'll be big shake-ups, I'm sure. There'll be changes maybe none of us expect, but to completely outright turn off Xbox, to do a Sega, like, I don't think they would do that.
No, it's too big still. It's not the size it should be. It's not selling as well as it should, but it's too big still for it just to be switched off. Do you know?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
If it was a total failure,
yes,
like not even like hitting like the single figure like millions of units sold, then you'd be like, okay, maybe they can't even afford to do this for the next generation.
Yes,
and it'll be sunset. Too many plans are in place as well. The collaboration with Asus for the Allies, like that's too recent an investment for them just to sunset that. They will have been thinking as well about, they talked a lot about the next generation, the working with AMD, like the next generation console, how it's going to integrate into the home like in between a console and a PC. Too much investment and work is in play for it to be
just wiped out. Yeah,
sunset. So I don't know. I try and be really cynical with these when like old members of teams come out and have like such strong opinions on things. Like, what's the motive behind saying this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't get it either. It just doesn't seem to. It's almost again throwing the toys out of the pram, kind of like, I don't agree with this, so I'm just going to say whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely got the clicks. It got the headlines, and everyone was talking about it for a minute. It's worth actually talking about the reaction from Asher Sharma and it's the other chap called Matt Booth, is it? Matt Booty.
Matt Booty, yeah.
Obviously, Asher Sharma's come out. She's done like full interviews with people now and done like press releases and all the rest of it. It can be summed up under the slogan of "We want to return to Xbox," and I hate this more than you can imagine. What an awful like line to use.
Yeah.
Return to Xbox. It's like it's so corporate that.
Yep.
To sum up, they're like talking about like doubling down on the importance of hardware and hardware experiences, and that basically Xbox hardware isn't going anywhere. So their line currently is the opposite of what we've seen in that article.
Yes.
Xbox hardware isn't going anywhere. There's some awful quotes I've got to read out because it just is so corporate. For me, the spirit of return to Xbox is about returning to the spirit of the team it was founded on, the spirit of surprise, the spirit of building something nobody else was willing to try. I've heard renegade, rebellion and fun used. That's what I'm thinking about when I wrote that.
Yeah, that's so corny, isn't it? It just, like you said, it sounds like a businessman, like spieling out something that someone's passed them a piece of paper to say at like a stand.
What that sounds like is if you ever go to like cheap gyms, like a gym that's in like a college or a school or something, they'll have like motivational quotes printed out.
Yeah.
You've got to dig deep to reach high.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Pain is just weakness leaving your body.
Unless your bones stick it out.
Xbox is a renegade. It's a rebellion. It's fun.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely got a bad taste in my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole thing just feels a bit dodgy. I don't think it's the end of Xbox at all. I think like things are going to change, whether that's good or bad. I don't know. But
some of the things I'll say that kind of back up that it's not going anywhere. We're going to make sure Xbox is a great place for developers and players. We want to invest in reducing the divide between different types of devices that players want to use. I think that's going to mean a lot more investment in breaking down the barriers, in helping developers build once and show up across different hardware experiences. For me, I believe Xbox starts with its fans and will grow from there. I want to make sure everybody knows I'm committed to Xbox, starting with the console. We're going to keep meeting players where they are. The world continues to evolve and develop. So it's a continuation. Here's the weird thing. It's just a continuation of the kind of things that Phil Spencer would have said in a little bit more corporate spiel. Like, we want to make sure, and this was always the line, that the best first experience will be on our hardware.
Yes.
But we want to make sure that players can access our great titles wherever they want. Of course, Xbox is important to us, but if you want to play that on your phone or your mini fridge or your dog, everything is an Xbox.
Yeah, exactly,
She talked about in response to being asked about the decision about multi-platform and those things, like right now I need to learn about why these decisions were made, what they were optimizing for, and what the data says about Xbox's strategy. That's the honest answer. I'm looking at lifetime value, not just the previous moment or short-term efficiencies. That's the plan. So like looking at long-term, I think the first thing we'll see a shake-up with is Game Pass.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've been thinking. will
I
change.
think Game Pass is unsustainable.
Yeah, it's offering too much. It's got too expensive. There's like, before it was incredible value, and it was brilliant. Then they obviously spent the whole world's worth of money that's on the planet on Activision, Blizzard, and King, and then went, oh no, we've got like 10 times the price. So then it became like crazy, and then there's so many different like tiers and all this and that, and it's just like, yeah, I don't think it's sustainable either, personally.
Yeah,
I feel like that's going to change.
And as the prices crept up as it needed to, it now becomes questionable value.
Yeah.
So it sits in this awkward place now. And I think in order for it to actually financially make sense for the developers and for Microsoft, it probably needs to be more expensive. And at that point, no one's going to use it because just buy the games you want to play.
Exactly. Before, it was cheap enough to have access to all these great games and to dabble here and there. Now it's at the point where it's like, how many games do I actually play on Game Pass? Like, realistically, could I have just bought them separately?
I think the most logical progression there is they roll it back to being more like PlayStation Pluses,
where it's more like indies on there and stuff.
Yeah, indies and old
cheapies.
games.
Yeah.
Like you've got a big library of stuff, and then I go, reduce the cost.
Yes,
and you know what? It's not too bad. Another bit from her, just so we can kind of really put to bed this Xbox as being sunset thing, which is nonsense in my opinion. I'm committed to returning to Xbox, and that starts with the console. That starts with hardware. You'll hear more about that soon. We'll have announcements coming up really soon. You'll see us collectively investing here.
Yeah. So
we also know that.
Go on.
Yeah. We also know there are a lot of players who aren't on console or hardware, and I want to deliver great games for them too. So the planned announcements that we're talking about, the biggest generational leap, that's all still going to happen.
Yeah, and they must be teasing it soon then if she's saying that. And I reckon there's pressure now to show that, because I bet shareholders and stuff are probably like all over the place because of this big shake-up. Gamers are certainly upset because Phil's gone, and this just seems a bit weird. Like, oh look, both of those guys have left. Now we've got some AI non-gamer as the head of the gaming company. Like, what? Like, so they're going to have to do something fast to try and get the trust of Xbox players back. So I reckon they're probably either going to tease either like a feature set or just the whole thing of the next gen. And then just say, look, like, because of the whole AI problem, it's kind of funny that she comes from that. Because of the problem I created, we might have to delay this a couple of years.
There's a huge amount of pushback about her because of her AI background, and everyone's worried that that's going to mean it's just going to be the central focus going forward. I think, again, you've got to find a middle ground in these stories. There's going to be an element of that, for certain, but there's going to be an element of that for every hardware manufacturer.
Yeah,
there's going to be an AI element to everything now.
Has anyone actually seen her in real life?
Wait, hold up.
Oh, what if she's AI? And she
is a simulation.
Yeah, she's outed Phil, like, by herself. She's become sentient, written them off.
No way. Wait.
You know, Sarah Bond, Phil's gone. She's now ahead. Matt Booty's got like some brain implant that she's controlling. It's like, you know, what was it? It's not I Am Legend. iRobot.
Terminator?
Terminator, yeah, or I think it was iRobot, something like that. All those kind of movies. So it's happening, man. It's happening.
This is the start of the Matrix, isn't it?
That's it.
This is the prequel to Matrix.
That's it, yeah.
They took over with gaming.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Phil Spencer since?
I don't know. He's only tweeted. That's why he's been replying so quick, because she's AI. She can just hack his account, reply to everyone.
Wow.
I think this is the truth.
She's also said, I won't flood our ecosystem with slop. We won't have careless output. We won't have derivative work.
See, only an AI would say that.
Well, I hate that she's used that word, because it's a very like Gen X Gen Z, like it's a younger person's word of like rubbish AI content that's on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
It's called, everyone will like, oh, AI slop. I don't hear many gamers talking about AI slop. I definitely don't hear many CEOs talking about it. It's a very carefully placed word. Like,
trying to be hip.
Yeah, and you've been listening to the chatter on Twitter and Reddit and they're kind of responding to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just a bit dirty, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I don't like the words being used and some of the stuff being said, but I just want them to do something now. Prove yourself.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if there is an announcement. I think like soon. I think there's almost probably a bit more pressure now that they have to announce something positive.
Yeah. That's
like
why
from
they're
a share
tease.
point of view,
yeah,
from a
exactly.
player's point of view.
That's why they're going to tease this new console or just outright show it off, whatever it might be. It could, I don't know what it could be, but they've got to do something to, again, like you said, shareholders and gamers, they've got to earn the trust fast.
Yeah.
Because this is a big shake-up, so they're going to have to do something pretty drastic. They can't just come out of the back going, by the way, Game Pass is now 50% more expensive. And you're getting less games on it as well, by the way. Like, if they start doing that, like, people are going to go, huh! Do you know what I mean? And be like, nope. So they need to do something good immediately.
I wonder with Game Pass, like, they've created a bit of a tricky situation for themselves, haven't they? That they've made games too cheap because of it. But is that the only reason people access their platforms, either hardware or on PC?
Yeah.
Because of Game Pass. Like,
yeah.
If you get rid of Game Pass, let's say it went away entirely, no one's using the Microsoft Store to buy games on PC. Like, it's just no. Like,
no way.
And it's the majority of Xbox players, the hardware players, because of Game Pass. I know for me it was because of Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's just a Game Pass machine. It was just a way of accessing that. I do like it. I do like the performance, but
if I didn't have Game Pass and I was reverted back to having to buy the games, I would 100% buy the games on Steam. I wouldn't use Microsoft Store. I wouldn't use the Xbox app. I would just buy them on Steam, and I would roll SteamOS. And be happy. The only negative I have with SteamOS is the fact that I can't access my Game Pass or the anti-cheat games like Call of Duty. But if like Game Pass went away, I'd deal with the fact that I'd have to just play Call of Duty or whatever on an actual desktop like PC, or my PC hooked up to the TV, and then just play everything else on SteamOS.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for Game Pass, I'd still, for my like TV playing, 100% be in the PlayStation ecosystem. Yeah. There's no way I would have moved over.
Yeah.
Because they don't have enough there that, like, as an exclusive thing that would have been compelling. Maybe I would have been frustrated that I couldn't play Starfield because I was very excited for that.
Yeah, that was great. But it was on Game Pass. It was on Game Pass.
Yeah. It's coming to PlayStation though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think so.
Wild, man. Wild time. So, yeah, Xbox isn't going anywhere, but it is going somewhere. We just don't know where. Right, it's time for me to pay the 128KB bills with today's totally impartial video sponsor, and that is MOBAPAD. And yes, it's time to reintroduce the new MOBAPAD M12 series. These are the Pro Joy-Cons that we've all been waiting for. We're going to do a fully in-depth video on these in the future, but until then, let's briefly talk about why I'm really excited for them. MOBAPAD are dropping two models of these Joy-Cons, the M12S and the M12 HD. Both packed with fantastic custom TMR glide sticks with that awesome liquid silicone ring. That means ultra smooth, buttery feel, and most importantly, zero stick drift ever. Pre-orders for these will be going live on February the 28th. They have the M12S model on pre-sale for $59 and the M12 HD, which is probably the model that you want to go for literally just $10 more at $69.99. With that, you're getting the proper Alps HD rumble for dynamic scene-based vibration plus built-in NFC for your amiibos too. That extra tenner makes a massive tangible difference to how your games are gonna feel. Pre-orders will be going live on the link below, and they guarantee shipping is gonna happen by April the 30th. Of course, stay tuned for our deep dives coming when they do eventually send them out to us, but until then, hit the link in the description to find out more, or even secure your M12Ss or M12 HDs, and of course, massive thanks to MOBAPAD for sponsoring this video. Welcome back to the 128KB podcast. We are back once again.
Due to lack of popular demand.
Yes, and that demand is so lacking that Andy decided to format all of his handhelds.
That's almost true. Not all of them. It is almost true.
What did you do? Chuck them in the bath? Or?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just fried them all. Yeah, no.
Brick mode.
Yeah, no, well, it's funny because basically I installed SteamOS on the Legion Go 2, but in the video we like discussed about the whole like AMD like blown out of proportion thing, which people were like, oh, you're commenting on this, like, you know, and it's like the first 2 seconds of that video were like, bear in mind this could be a load of rubbish, like, and people were blowing this out of proportion, whatever. But before I actually installed SteamOS, so in that video I said I'd put it on 3 devices. I actually put it on the original Ally and the Ally X like 2-3 weeks ago. Before that, it wasn't even in response to that. I just did that, and then that day that we filmed that video, I put SteamOS on 3.9 on the Legion Go 2, and I didn't dual boot it. And I know I said in the past that there is a way of keeping Windows installed and then installing SteamOS alongside it. There is a way of doing that, but it breaks some things. It's not actually like perfect. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be messing around with that. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to recommend it to others if it's a bit janky. So I was like, I'm going to just ignore that. Now, the other way of doing dual boot is just by installing SteamOS first, which will wipe your Windows. And then you reinstall Windows alongside it. And I was like, I might do that in the future, but right now I can't be asked, if I'm honest. So I was like, I'm just going to wipe it and put SteamOS on it.
I mean, I'm an advocate for just like going for a direction and just like, you're in it now, go for it. This cluttering up stuff just seems unnecessary. But I will admit, like, you're in a kind of a fortunate position where you've got access to multiple handheld, so I can keep a Windows version running with the Xbox full screen experience.
Exactly. I mean, I've got the little wall over here now that I've set up for this shot because we're filming podcasts here now because I'm lazy.
Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, that looks cool. And then my second thought was, God, I hope they don't fall. Like, now I'm staring at them this whole show nervously.
Well, they've been up there overnight, so if they fall now, then bad luck, innit? But yeah, so I do have the Xbox Allies, which of course I'll keep in Windows. So you know, I'll still be able to tinker around in Windows stuff. But for the Legion Go, I was like, I'm just going to install this now. But bear in mind, I know there was 1,000 people shouting, like, show us how to install it, because you can't use the normal installer. You have to use like a beta installer. And I am going to show you how to install it next week. Ooh. So next Wednesday, we've got the video. But just bear in mind, like, it's not officially supported yet. I wasn't even going to make this video because of this. There is issues. And until there's full support from Steam, from Valve, right, which is supposedly going to be June, July-ish for the Legion Go 2. There is some issues. I've managed to fix most of them, and there was actually an update this morning which fixed another issue straight from Steam.
Oh, nice.
That's how quick they update this. I've had like 2 updates per day, just direct from them on the like beta channel, which is mad. So on this issue, I'll just bring up the screen wouldn't dim or put itself into sleep, even when it said like after 1 minute, like turn the screen off. It just wasn't doing that at all. I could leave it on for like 2 hours and it wouldn't go. This morning, real quick update, there was like a minimal update log. It just said like I can't even remember what it said. And then I just had it sat next to me whilst I was downloading Requiem, which we'll talk about later. And then the screen went off and I went, oh no, what's happened? Like SteamOS is broken. So I like pressed the button, it came back on. I was like, that's weird. And then after a minute, screen went off. I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, they fixed the like put to sleep thing. I was like, hey, so like that's what it is.
Have you had a chance to play around that much with it? Like, what's your kind of general, beyond the obvious problems, what's your general experience?
You know me,
like?
I like tinkering around and not actually playing
games. Yeah. Min-maxing game.
So
let's play the FPS game.
Let's mod the aesthetics of SteamOS game.
Oh, wow.
So I've done that. There's actually a mod that changes all the icons to be the Legion Go icons, and that when you go into the controller remapping, it shows a Legion Go 2. Like there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool mod.
Yeah.
So like instead of it saying like press the Steam button or the Xbox button, it now shows the Legion button, which is really handy because then you don't have to like think, hang on, what button is that? Like you just know. Yeah. So the only thing that I've noticed, because it's the only thing that I've properly played, is Resident Evil 4. So I did the best settings video like last week, a week before, I don't know, whenever. And I said on the Legion Go 2 specifically, not on the Xbox Ally X, both exactly running the same settings, the same power profiles, everything identical. The way Windows is set up, literally everything couldn't be any more identical if I tried. The Xbox Ally X was letting the GPU utilization hit up to like 100%, which is what you want. You want that to be the bottleneck. The Legion Go 2 was capping out at 70%. And I was getting worse performance, obviously, because the GPU wasn't being able to ramp up. And I was like, that's so weird. And I can't figure it out. I don't even know what it is. I had put it down to a driver update issue, like a driver issue. Moving over to SteamOS, same settings in the game. So I matched them exactly. Same power profile. So I've custom gone to 20 watts because you can still do that on SteamOS. Like it supports the TDP control. And loaded up Resident Evil 4, boom, utilization on the GPU straight up to 100%, and I'm getting...
No way.
So on Windows with the Legion Go 2, bear in mind there was a bug, so the 70% issue, I was getting about 45 FPS. I'm getting 65 to 70 on SteamOS with the same settings, same power profile. No issues, it just works.
So it does seem to be, it's a driver thing again.
Yeah,
which...
Yeah, I'd assume so.
I mean, you can't say definitively, but like it goes back to that kind of conversation we're having with the AMD thing in the last video where, yes, there was some pushback because we were reporting on a rumor.
Yeah.
But the underlying ethos there was that the kind of support has been lax in general.
Yes.
And it can create problems, and that's an obvious sign of it as well.
Yeah.
And with a game that's like using an engine that's incredibly well optimized, and like you should be able to be pushing this hard.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes into Requiem in general, right? Requiem.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
it?
Yeah,
let's talk about Requiem. I'm so hyped for this. I'm so hyped for this.
I want to start with talking about it. I watched the Digital Foundry on it.
Yep.
Because they do such good technical deep dives.
They're madmen.
I do love their videos.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. They go to levels that I could never imagine having the energy to go into and stuff. It's great. And it makes our job easier as well. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, we just rip off their info and then talk about it. That's great.
But specifically, they were talking about it on the Switch 2 and how incredibly well optimized it is.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, to me, it seems like magic seeing that level of performance and fidelity on was it like an 11 watts?
It's mad, isn't it? It's like 8, like as low as 8 watts on the handheld mode or something, 8 to 12 watts or something. It's mad. Absolutely
just
mad.
Insane levels. They were comparing it like holistically, comparing it to the PS5 version.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that thumbnail, like Switch 2 versus PS5, I was thinking, oh no, it's going to be bad then if they're like having to pull it across between those. Complete opposite, like the exact opposite. They were so like blown away themselves by it. You could tell by their energy.
Yeah, I mean, there's some obvious, well, not even that obvious, but there's some key differences to like minor parts. Hair is always going to be a problem.
It's always an issue. Yeah.
That individual hair quality thing that they have on like the PlayStation versions, that's not going to be there, but it's not there on like the Series S version either.
Yeah.
Obviously, like ray tracing is not going to be. You're not going to be cooking ray tracing at 11 watts.
No.
But beyond that, the mad thing is they're comparing it like as in it's it's comparable to the PS5 version. It's better than the Xbox Series S version.
Yeah, you know what that tells me? It shows where Capcom's priorities are.
Yes.
But that is such a good thing. Like, that's why this port is so good on the Switch 2, is because Capcom have actually given an F, you know? Like, so they've gone, you know what? Like, we're actually going to make this work. Because they could have just done some, like, poor... There's already been bad ports to the Switch 2, and they could have just thrown it on there and not cleaned it up, and it'd be a janky mess. But instead, they've gone, now, like, we're pushing, like, this is still going to be a great experience on Switch 2. It's a worthwhile buy, and they've actually put the time and effort. So, like, massive props to Capcom and all the devs and everyone working on that. I think that's a smart move. Whereas opposite for Series X, they've gone, have some of that. Like, who's playing it on there anyway? You know. So
the stuff that kind of blows my mind is like about this beyond the just general performance, but like how it's working on paper. And Digital Foundry talk a lot about this. Like, on paper, it sounds awful, but when you see it, it's incredible. Docked, it's running a native, like an internal resolution of 540.
That's mad.
And DLSS is upscaling that to 1080. And they're saying that image quality is better than the internal native resolution that you're getting with the Series S version.
Yeah, that's mad.
So upscaling is better than just like an internal native resolution. 540. If you said to me, without seeing any images of this or videos, that a game running at 540p will look good, and that, don't worry, upscaling will fix it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, no chance.
No way.
Handheld is running an internal resolution of 360.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
And again, you say that to me, and I'm like, oh God, that's going to look awful. No.
Well, the thing for me would be is what's upscaling it? You know, if you said to me 360p, I'll be like, oh, that's questionable. Is it FSR? Because now you know it's going to suck. Or is it DLSS? no, but seriously though, like, you know, like FSR 1 and 2 are really bad. Like, they're really bad for image quality. You know, they're okay. Like, they're not terrible. It's worth using, like, on a small screen on handhelds. That's what I recommend a lot of the time. Obviously FSR 3 is great. FSR 4 ain't on any of these devices. On no handhelds, there's no RDNA 4 on anything, as we've discussed many a time. But you look at the Switch 2, it's got the magic sauce, it's got DLSS, and that just changes everything. Like, it just changes it entirely. So, yeah, like 360p upscaled, like what once would be like making you heave in the corner is now like, bring it on. You know, if it makes games look and run as good as that, then sprinkle that magic.
Yeah. You're getting a kind of average of between 40 and 60 FPS.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. And for a game that's this modern, it's got this much detail, it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Yeah, it blows my mind too. The one negative here, because I'm loving this Switch 2 version. It sounds great. I've not played it, but from what I've seen, amazing. But it just seems weird to me if it's fluctuating that hard between 40 and 60 FPS. Why not make a locked 30 mode and a locked 40 mode for docked?
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk, where just 10 FPS more can really change a game, especially on a 120 hertz TV, which a lot of people have. Whereas 40 to 60 FPS on a Switch 2 docked with no VRR.
Yes.
Oh, that's a problem. Handheld, no problem. It's got VRR.
Yeah.
So you're all good. I don't care about fluctuations then. But docked play without VRR with a fluctuating FPS, I couldn't do that myself.
Yeah, it's going to affect the fluidity of when you get into those moments where it's more hectic and frames are dropping. There's going to be issues there. But as a kind of just holistically looking at that game, we knew it was going to be an amazing port.
Yeah.
That RE engine is insane.
Yeah.
What was the game you were looking at recently? It was running
Pragmata.
Pragmata, thank you.
I can't wait for that.
Amazing. And it's more evidence of like when developers fully optimize for that platform, it can do absolute wonders.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. It's also like peaking hugely on the concurrent players, isn't it?
Yeah. It's gone mad. And bear in mind, like at the time of filming, we're like right in the early morning of launch day.
Yeah.
So these numbers could be like even more nuts.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah. So at like 5 o'clock in the morning for us, it's been reported that the Resident Evil Requiem is peaking at 246,000 concurrent players within its first hour of release.
Mad.
Resident Evil 4 Remake peaked at 168,000.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's really insane. How it will be across all platforms is another one that would be really interesting to know.
Just on PlayStation alone, I bet it's a large portion of PlayStation owners.
Huge amount, for certain. Yeah. I'm excited to see more of it. I know that you're actually going to do a video on it as well, aren't you?
I'm going to do a video on the Xbox LIX, doing like a best settings video, because I've got Windows and everything on there, so it's going to be a great fit. Obviously, the settings will still apply for any other Windows handheld, and to be honest, will still apply for the Legion Go 2 even on SteamOS as well. So anyone can watch that video, even though I'm doing it on an Xbox LIX. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to do it on Monday. I'm not going to jump out the gate because I've fell foul to this before where I've rushed, and the intro scenes of games are always incredibly well optimized. So you do settings video for the first 2 seconds of the game, and then like 3 hours later it's tanking and crashing and whatever. So I'm going to spend the whole weekend playing it on my nice PC, and then on Monday I'll get the settings. And
there's a post-launch window of like maybe day one patches and stuff that tend to get rolled out.
Exactly, yeah.
I know you've done videos in the past and it's just been like nerfed with an update 24 hours after release.
We literally filmed like a massive video, if you remember, like this is years ago now, and we did this big update because there was a broken thing. It was Fallout on Steam Deck.
Fallout, yes.
And did all this rubbish, like all this code and stuff to like change it and fix this thing, and literally before we published it, they released a patch that just fixed it. I was like, that video is completely like irrelevant now. So,
I remember that. I remember the pain of that. Awful. So you go from like Requiem being like,
I know what you're going to talk about. Sorry.
We go from a third party making a AAA game run like magic on your Switch 2 system. Wow. And then you go for something that's, I know it's not directly first party, but it pretty much is.
Yeah, it is.
On the Switch 2 in the guise of Xenoblade, right? And the Switch 2 version of, what's it? I'm going to get the full name. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition Switch 2 Edition.
That's the one. That's it.
Whew. Is such an awful version of the game that Nintendo are actually refunding people that have done the update.
And they don't refund either. You know,
no.
They don't do that.
No.
This is mad because I think it was last week's podcast. We were so excited for this. It was literally
100%.
A week ago, and we were like, like we've waited for this. We didn't even buy the game because we were waiting for this. Literally, the second it dropped, about 6 hours later, everyone was like, what the hell is that? Still images look great. Like they look really, really good. As soon as you move the camera, it's like you know, Picasso's coming out.
There's users on Reddit saying that the image quality is worse than the Switch 1 version.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, mad.
Which is insane.
I'm so glad I didn't buy it.
Yeah, well, because we said in the podcast, because it taken so long, we're like, I'm going to play it, but I've got a queue of other games that I want to play before this.
Yep.
Resident Evil's coming out that week as well, and it was like, I'll get to it, but it can wait because I've waited, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
I don't think I even bought did I buy the Switch 1 version?
I can't remember. I remember you were going to, and I said I'm going to wait for the actual Switch 2 version.
I think I waited as well. Because even for the upgrade, I mean, what was it, like $5 or something?
Yeah, it was only like £4, you know.
But even for that, I think I'd be annoyed.
yeah. If it made it worse than the Switch 1 version, then I'd be annoyed. I think Digital Foundry said in one of their podcasts, like a small snippet of it, and they said it looked like they were using FSR instead of DLSS. Why would you do that? It's got an Nvidia chip with DLSS like capability. Why would you choose FSR? Like, come on. I've been big in monolith soft up for so long, and now this has really annoyed me.
I know what it is. They were listening to your advice that you should get Monolith to make Pokemon. And they went, yes, we should. And we need to learn how to make Pokemon the right way.
Yeah.
So this is their first attempt at making a Pokemon game. So they've just ruined how it looks.
Just ruined it, yeah. Pokemon company have come in and go, it doesn't look rubbish enough. Like, make it worse. Switch out DLSS for FSR, and now that's the image we're looking for.
Can you just reduce the internal resolution even further, please? Yeah, just right down.
Make it look like a painting. It's fine.
Hilarious. What is essentially a first-party developer for Nintendo, or an exclusive developer for this game range anyway? Like, how they can get it so wrong.
Yeah.
They've been working on this since before the Switch 2 came out, this version. Because Definitive Edition came out, was it like a couple of months before the Switch 2?
2 or 3 months before Switch 2, yeah.
So this must have been in their hands. This must have been, right, we're going to do a Switch 2 version.
Absolutely.
Let's take some time with this.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo own Monolith Soft now.
Yeah, that does sound like right. Well, there was a news story they bought a big part of it or something, wasn't there?
A year ago, Nintendo 100% of the shares acquired. So as of December 2024, Nintendo fully owns Monolith Soft. So this is a first party.
A first party game.
And they don't even know their own console. Like, what?
So they wouldn't have been one of those people that didn't have like Switch 2 dev kits and stuff. They would have had it because it is Nintendo.
Yeah, I suppose maybe Nintendo still treat them like a third party, but they just own them. And they just went, look at these dev kits, you're not having one, like they did to everyone else. Because they just didn't send any out, did they? They said, make Switch 1 games, they'll be fine. That's why this sucks. It's just a Switch 1 version with FSR.
Well, it's worse than the Switch 1 version, which makes it hilarious.
It's because they put FSR on. Without FSR, it's better.
I don't get it. I'm just glad I didn't jump in.
Me too.
Early. Because I would have had to have bought the full Switch 2 version, which would have been 50-something pounds.
Maybe more, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was 55, maybe 60.
I just saw the upgrade cost.
Yeah, I would have been annoyed. I think it would have been a Flashback 2 moment.
Yes.
That is 128 KB lore for you. If you remember that, then you've been here a long time.
Oh yes, yeah. That was that was a sad day.
Sad day.
I think we've got a video on the.
I've got Flashback 1 playing behind me.
Oh yeah, you do actually.
Like the worst sequel of all time.
Amazing.
All right. Can I share with you some industry analysis, right, that tells you something that we already knew, but someone's been paid to talk about it? It's like one of those news stories. It's like, obviously.
Oh, yeah, go on.
The ROG Xbox Ally sales numbers haven't come close to matching the Steam Deck analysis say.
Yeah. It's like...
I'm like... Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, of course, because it's had like 3 years on it.
Yeah, I don't get why this report was made, or what even the news article is trying to get at from PC Guide. Like, the ROG Xbox Ally has been out since October the 17th.
Yeah,
it's November, December, January, 4 months.
Yeah, right? And you're comparing it to something that's been out for 3 years. Yeah, weird.
And also, you're comparing it to something that's been out for 3 years, has had multiple variations, and also is the kind of pallbearer for PC handheld gaming. It is the device that started it.
Yeah.
In the mainstream.
Yeah.
So as such, it's got that brand power. It's got the user base. It runs Steam. It's got all the things, you know. So yeah, to compare it to the sales figures of the ROG Xbox Ally is weird. And they're only comparing it against the base white Ally S as well. They're not even like, this article's not even about the Xbox Ally X. This is just because it's basically the same specs, like between Steam Deck and Xbox Ally. That's their like connection here, and it's like, what are you doing? It's so stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that and was like, whatever.
Yeah. Is there an agenda to it? It's always where my head's at. Are they like trying to diminish the other PC handhelds?
Yeah, I find, and I'm sorry to anyone that works in these like news articles now, and I'm going to probably stir up some hate, but I find there's so much like baity stuff going on at the minute. Like, I know we have questionable titles sometimes, but it's always on point to the topic, right? Like, but a lot of these articles don't even like explain half of it. Like the whole AMD Z1E thing, they were like saying it like fact with no evidence, no support. They weren't even referring to the fact it came from a message board in Korea between some random person. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they were just like sensationalizing these headlines, and it's like, man, you're just scaremongering like for no reason with no proof. It's weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it definitely affects the technology space. Like they really do kind of try and sensationalize what is a thing we use in our spare time or when we're sat on the toilet. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not that exciting. It's not that scary.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I'm going to take that and go, oh my God, the Steam Deck's dead.
Oh yeah. It is.
That's my hyperbole.
I like
Steam Deck's dead. Obviously it's outsold the ROG Xbox Ally.
Wow.
And because of that, they've now increased the price.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Well, we knew this was coming. Everything's getting a price hike. I mean, this little thing down here is like worth Bitcoin now. Do you know what I mean? It's gone like so far expensive. The Legion Go 2 is what I was pointing at for listeners.
Yeah.
So obviously the Steam Deck OLED is getting a price hike now in Japan. $100 increase, 15,000 yen. So, I mean, we kind of all expect everything to go up, I suppose, because of all this AI stuff.
This is it. Like the situation we're in now, every single computing piece of technology that you own, and definitely in gaming, everything is going to get more expensive. There's going to be price rises. So I think that the thing now is to don't be shocked. And if you're in the market to buy something, either get it quickly before the price rises, or if you're not lucky enough to do that, then just reassess what is the best value in this new world.
Yes.
Because everything's going to go up. Steam Deck OLED, like you say, is getting a $100 increase. At first, it was being reported as in Japan.
Oh, okay. Has it changed?
But it's also Korea and Taiwan now.
Oh, okay.
So it's that Southeast Asia market is happening. Price rise to the 512 gigabyte model and the 1 terabyte model. 1 terabyte model is going up from what is $640 to $740. So they're both getting the same figure price rise. It's not a percentage, which is interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought like maybe the 1 terabyte would go up by a bigger percentage
because of the amount of yeah. Weird.
So they're obviously trying to swallow some of the cost in that, or the 512 price increase is inflated.
I've just figured it out. They're increasing the price to let the Xbox Ally catch up, because now the Xbox Ally is going to be cheaper.
Good of them.
And they've just heard that it's not matched sales, so they've been like, hang on, let's slow down a bit. Let's let them catch up.
It is interesting, isn't it? Because the Xbox Ally S now in that market
is the cheaper, more powerful buy.
It's the value proposition, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the OLED though, and everyone's going to point at that.
Yeah, it's a tough one for people because, as we've said many a time, people gravitate to OLED.
Yeah. Due to logistics costs and exchange rate fluctuations, is what they're saying.
Well, okay, so logistics.
We saw this.
Yeah.
We saw this. Which was the one that had the price rises in Japan and then Australia? Was that Lenovo?
Yeah.
And then it starts getting rolled out everywhere. This is how it works. For some reason, this is how they do it. I guess it's supply chain based, like where they can get hold of materials from for like the memory.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I would question, like, so if we're expected to see what was probably £100 increase to the Steam Deck in the UK, what would that bring the OLED model to? And does it make sense at that price point? I'm just going to Google it quickly.
I can't remember. It's 580, isn't it, for a 512 gigabyte Steam Deck OLED? I'm pretty sure, or is it
just gonna go on
four? It's
Valve's website.
£480. It's £480. I'm going to put a bet on it. 1 penny bet.
£479. Well done, mate. That's good memory.
There we go. So
good memory.
So basically
for the
500. Yeah. So basically 500 quid. That then pushes it to 580 with a £100 increase. So £600. How much is the Xbox Ally X? 799, 200 off that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a Legion Go S. I think you can get a £500 for. I think is it £600 for a Z1 Extreme 32 gigabyte Legion Go S? I think so. It's a tough call now.
It is.
I'd
yeah.
choose that.
The 1 terabyte OLED is 569. So that goes up to 669.
Oh, so almost 700 for that's a no go.
That's a no buy, isn't it? You can't buy it at that point.
No.
Because the what you can get for that money, is elsewhere is much better. So yeah, it does put the Steam Deck in a really tricky position. At the same time as that, we're seeing the Steam Machine being delayed, which was announced a couple of weeks back, wasn't it? That it's going to be delayed until.
But don't worry, because the Steam Machine's 500, right?
yeah. Do you know? I still see people saying that. I'm pretty sure it was even Wolfden was saying it.
Really?
Like, it was hopeful that it would be a console price.
That ship
like
has
500.
sailed, man. Like,
I know, it's gone. It doesn't exist
a year
anymore.
ago.
That world's
then,
gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that world has changed. Like, it's not even a possibility anymore.
It's, if I'm honest, it's a rough time for the Steam hardware ecosystem.
Yeah.
I'd imagine sales are slowing down a lot of the Steam Decks because it's old now. We haven't seen or even heard whispers of a Steam Deck 2, so we're still probably at least a year off before an announcement, if anything.
Minimum, especially with all this rubbish with RAM and storage and stuff, they would have delayed that. You know,
the Steam Machine, the Steam controller, and what was the VR headset called? Steam Glass, was it, or something?
Steam swimming goggles. Yeah.
The Steam Scuba set.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that was being delayed from what was meant to be the first quarter to the first half of this year. So summertime we were looking at. They have to release that in the summer. Otherwise, it becomes antiquated even further than it already is, because the hardware that they're putting in isn't all that, is it? But if they release it in the summer, the price point's going to be madness.
And if they keep delaying it, the prices are just going to get worse. I mean, Analysis has said, is that right?
Analysts.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever. They've said that we're not going to see like a change until like potentially 2029. So if they keep delaying this, the prices are going to get worse and worse and worse. And then not only will the hardware be like even more redundant the longer they leave it, but it's going to be even more expensive. So you're going to be paying even more for something that's even worse. So they just need to get it out the door. They should have just dropped it immediately. But, there we go.
I mean, absolutely should have dropped it immediately. I'm still morbidly fascinated as to what the price was. What the price will be. When it first got announced and before this price increase thing started, and we were like, there's a possibility they could make this cheap if they were going to loss lead on it.
Yeah.
And if they had done that, I was definitely like excited for it.
Yeah.
When it got to like, we start being realistic about it and going, it's at least going to be in the 700s. At that point, you're like, I don't think I'd buy that.
No.
I don't think it makes sense if you've already got home systems. If you've got a PC or a handheld or an Xbox or a PlayStation, it doesn't offer enough difference, and it doesn't offer enough exclusivity or upgrade in performance to justify spending what is the same price as a PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No. Again, if it was 500, it would be a no-brainer buy, especially for the PC gamer, the exact person that's got a Steam Deck. That's probably got a big rig like this, like on a desk. Yeah. They've got the Steam Deck for portability on the train, wherever, on the loo, and then they want something on the TV because they don't have anything. They've got no Xbox, they've got no PlayStation, maybe they got a Switch, but you would just want that access to Steam, continue where you've left off on your PC or your Steam Deck, same saves, all that good stuff. It would have made night and day difference change, and like your partner's not going to hate it because it's just a little cube. Do you know what I mean? I love everything about it. The only thing that kills it is the price point. It's literally the thing that's going to kill it, because 750 to 1,000 plus, which I'm still saying is that estimate, it could even be higher now, is just not worth it. You know, buy a second-hand PC and just put SteamOS on it, or load Steam Big Picture mode on Windows, like, because you could do that from boot. So just do that,
and not have to worry about any of it. Like, the alternatives, and then obviously the real corner it paints itself into. It's trying to compete with consoles. And that is told by slightly underwhelming hardware for the time. That's a very console move. And also, the lack of upgradability is an extremely console move. Like, you can upgrade the storage.
That's it.
So it's definitely a console, not a PC.
Yeah.
Because if it's a PC, like, and then if you were like building like a mini, is it ITX, like a mini PC? In one of those ITX cases, you'd still be able to swap out the parts yourself. So let's say you go, I'll give myself an £800 budget to build a mid-range little ITX thing, and then in a year's time you're like, do you know what, it is really struggling, I am going to upgrade the graphics in it. Like, you have that ability, which would be a much smarter play. And if you're someone who's already in the Steam ecosystem, you're probably going to be that way inclined. Like, you'll have that ability, that you'll know where to get parts, you know how to do it yourself. They're trying to appeal to the console player, and I don't think it does enough to do that.
No, I don't think it does either. And I also find it, I struggle to see the benefit even for the PC person, like I was trying to describe. Because if you have a big rig with a beefy graphics card in it, and you've got a Steam Deck OLED or just Steam Deck, dock the Steam Deck and stream over your local network from the PC for free. Do you know what I mean? Like, no money spent. Spend 700 plus on games, you know, like, because it works great. If you do it over a local network, it's really easy to do, like, you know, and it's brilliant. I've done that many a time in the past. And you don't have to buy another system, you know. If you only have a Steam Deck and now you want a PC, but you just want the ease of it, you know, maybe you sold your consoles and now all you have is your Steam Deck, this is still a valid option, but it just keeps getting more niche, you know, like, and again, the price point is the issue. That's the only issue I have with it, is the price point. I can get around the performance issues if it was priced correctly, you know. But at the price point I think it's going to launch at, it's going to be a hard buy. Hard sell.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right in the word you say. It just gets more and more niche the more you think about it. The idea is wicked, but the actual people that are going to buy it, it's tiny. And I get the impression that because the rumours about the Steam machine had been around for a while. So it's obviously been like a central project for them for a long time. They would have sunk a lot into it. They're not a big team. It kind of has to work. At the same time that the Steam Deck's not there to kind of prop it up anymore.
Because it's old, slowing down.
It's old. The price is going to increase. Like, sales for that are going to really slow down. A weird time, basically, for Valve in the hardware front.
It is a weird time. And again, it just comes down to the price point. If they could drop the price of the Steam Deck, not increase it, if they could drop it $100, then their sales would start peaking straight back up again, you know? But there's just not the time for them, I think, hardware-wise.
No. And as a consequence of the Steam machine being delayed, they also delayed the Steam controller.
That's a shame.
Which they could have released.
They should have dropped that immediately. Like, when they did that announcement, it should have been like next month for the controller. Because every PC person is going to buy one. I'm going to buy one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
I want that controller, even though it looks weird. Like, I can't see if I'm going to like the ergonomics or whatever. Like, I want the feature set that it has, because it just looks like the perfect companion for playing on the TV. You know, like, I play downstairs on my wife's PC hooked up to the TV all the time, and I just load up big picture mode and I go through that, having a Steam controller with the like trackpads and stuff, wicked. Like I love all of it. Like, so why didn't they just drop that immediately, put it out at the price that it is? They would have sold so many, but I think they really want that to drop at the same time as the Steam machine, and either bundle it in or discount it.
That's their big thing. Yeah, they want it at the same time as the Steam machine. Because of the kind of built-in compatibility, that puck thing that they've got, like the full feature set that they're really keen to showcase as the first experience with a controller. The problem is the majority of people aren't going to be using that.
Yeah.
And they will sell that in the millions because, like you say, everyone's excited for it. And when I saw the announcement about the Steam Machine being delayed, the only thing that I saw really about people being upset was the controller
not being out.
Honestly, the fallout was like, I was really looking forward to the controller. Can you not just release the controller?
Well, but that's the truth, isn't it? And I think that's why they're thinking. It's kind of like that tactic when you go into a supermarket and you've got the ends of the aisles where they put the tempting stuff, where all the like women are scantily. Oh no, that's a different shop.
That's a different shop.
No, but you've got all the like nice stuff on the ends of the aisles, and they purposefully do that so that you walk past and go, "Oh, I'll just have that." Mm-hmm. They're going to launch the controller at the same time as the Steam machine, so that someone's buying a controller goes, "Oh, maybe I will just drop a casual grand on a Steam machine." That's what that's what they're thinking. I think they'll pair it off. Like the controller will be 50% less if you buy it with the thing, and people will just go, "Oh, go on then, I might as well." I don't care for that. I don't fall for those things. Just give me the controller. Give it that.
Yeah, give me the controller.
Yeah,
you can keep your headset as well. I'm still in camp. I'm not playing VR. I'm not doing it.
I think I'm going to sell mine because I've had a VR for like 6 months and I've used it about 3 times, and it just makes me feel sick.
Yes, it does. It's just weird. It makes you feel sick. The games aren't that great.
No, they suck.
The experience. There are some good games.
There's some
definitely.
great games. Yeah, there is.
But the experience is so clunky and so the opposite of what handheld gaming is actually.
Yes.
Handheld gaming is discreet and convenient. You can do it in little sprints or you can do it in marathons. It's totally up to you. It fits into your life really neatly.
Yeah.
VR is the complete opposite of that.
It's a big like chore. Like you've got to like really sit down and go, I'm going to do this, and
move everything out the way.
Yeah.
Come on, clear the lounge.
Yeah, that's it.
And now everyone else in the room is staring at you having a weird private time.
Yeah.
You're just like,
What's
Andy doing?
Yeah.
He's playing goat milking simulator.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But, that game's great. I didn't know you knew about it. I don't know. I much prefer bring a light gun. If they sold the new Steam light gun, I'd be all over that. Even if it costs as much as a VR, like I would get that. But the VR
Why did that die? Why did light guns die?
Because of the sensors and stuff you got to like rig up.
I know.
Like on TVs, like the IR sensors and stuff. I think.
But like the NES did it without one.
Because of the CRT TV.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic. I'd play that all day long.
I loved those. I loved all of those types of games. I thought they were really cool.
The Wii was the last hurrah for that. It was the only thing that was amazing for it.
Do you think the Switch Online will go to the Wii?
I really hope so.
Do you think they'll bring like Wii hardware for the Switch?
Will they Wii on the Switch too, is what you're asking?
Yeah.
I really hope so. It's going to be really easy for them to do. They must have an abundance of nunchucks and remotes from the Wii U that never sold, So all they need to do is literally do the strip, the sensor bar, which would cost them nothing. It's literally like nothing. That thing is a piece of plastic with like 2 wires in it. Like that is it. So just give us the IR like bar. It could plug into the dock with an HDMI, what am I on about? A USB, and you're done. Now just emulate the games on Switch Online, and I would play that probably more than anything on the Nintendo Switch Online.
It was so wildly popular, and it's
so good.
Again, a bit. It took over the lounge in a way that's like VR is a very private, individualistic taking over a room.
Yeah.
Whereas the Wii was like, how do we include everyone in this room in this experience? Mm-hmm. There's very few. To be fair, there's very few manufacturers beyond Nintendo that do that successfully. How do we get everyone in this room involved in this experience?
They did something that will probably never be done again. Is literally include everyone of all ages, of all interests, whether they liked gaming or not. Like, I think I've said this in the past. My parents have got much older friends that used to live in Spain, and they're like late 80s now, I think. But at the time, let's say they were in their like mid 70s, we'd go stay over at theirs in Spain, and they would be just casually playing like Wii tennis and stuff.
I love that.
And they said they'd do it every day, and they would often literally do this. They would have a match to decide who was going to make a cup of tea or something. And they would play it all the time. And I was mind blown as like when I was younger. I was like, wow, like that's mad that
old people game too.
Yeah. Like I thought maybe they had it there for their like grandkids or whatever, but no, they played it on a daily basis and they loved it. And it was crazy. Wicked. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great fun that they enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
I want to be like that when I'm old. Yeah. I want to. So when we've got a house together in Spain.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That would be so cool. All right, I'm going to move on from Nintendo because, not actually fully on from Nintendo because this is a little bit Switch 2-y.
Yeah.
There's this weird report from Jeff Grubb, who's a video game journalist. Doesn't really matter. Who came out and has said that PlayStation have reportedly got Gran Turismo 7 running on the Switch 2.
I saw that, and I didn't even read the article. I saw the headline, and I immediately went, they're testing for their own handheld. And then I read the article, and that was like the last comment or whatever was, they must be testing for their own handheld. And it's like, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. The parts of it that doesn't quite make sense, like, because if they're testing for their own handheld, the hardware is going to be so inherently different. Because obviously PlayStation are going to be using AMD and they're going to be using some form of PSSR.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But maybe they've not even bothered with any upscaling. They're just trying to see if they can get the game to run on a low power state.
Yeah, that could be it. Because they also a few months back introduced a low power state for the PS5, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
That you could set that was designed to save electricity. And everyone was like, they're just getting players to be live beta tester for low wattage modes. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm with you in general. I like to speculate that maybe PlayStation are going to go cross platform with their older titles. There's not a chance that there's no way that PlayStation are going to release Gran Turismo 7 on Switch 2 for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
Even down to like the minute details, like there's no analog triggers, and it's a driving simulator.
Yeah.
And it's like a driving simulator for real, like people that are really into driving games.
It's like truck simulators and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
but with cars, like it literally is, isn't it? And you on Switch 2, you'd just be foot to the floor like the whole time, like full throttle, like because you can't feather it. Like there's no, like you said, it's digital triggers only. It's either on or off. That's why gravity races work so well because it is just speed, But Gran Turismo on a Switch 2,
no chance.
Nah, it's not happening.
No, it's definitely not happening. And the other thing that makes it definitely not happening is kind of one of the biggest stories that's coming out literally overnight as we were kind of getting ready for the show. It started off as a rumour, and I did actually see Digital Foundry whispering about it in their What's the Future of Xbox show they did this week. And now the rumour's really ramping up. Jez Corden's even reporting on it, that Sony are backing away from PC.
Why?
Yeah, backing away from releasing. It was one of the most exciting things from last year. Like Sony, there's going to be a PlayStation PC launcher, maybe date releases for all their first-party IPs.
Yeah,
because of some huge successes. Let's be frank about it. PlayStation PC, great ports, some incredible sales successes. Games like Stellar Blade.
Oh wow! Yes.
What was this? It was a mad number on that, wasn't it?
I actually think it was 19 times faster.
to get to 3 million units or something, wasn't it?
I've it's just pinged in my head now that they hit 3 million sales on PC 19 times faster than they did on PlayStation. That's
wow.
That's some telling numbers right there.
Yeah, that's pretty mad. I'll read through just the kind of brief parts of what Jez Corden's been saying.
I'll just cry in the corner whilst you do it.
Yeah, I think we can all cry in the corner about this. New rumours claim that PlayStation are going to scale back PC releases for major single-player titles. Big story-driven games may come to PC much later, or not at all. So, the first thing everyone's saying is we're not going to see Wolverine on PC.
I know, yeah. What an absolute fail.
Yeah, I'll go back to my thinking on that. Cross-buy plans, which we did talk about, and PlayStation PC branding, which was leaked out last year, have been older ideas and are no longer being moved forward. Rumours suggest early PC ports did not significantly boost sales.
What an absolute joke. That's bollocks, that is. I'm sorry, but that is absolute BS.
Sony may focus on keeping major tentpole games on console exclusive, but live service and multiplayer titles are still expected to come to PC. Nothing has been confirmed from Sony. So it's worth saying that this isn't confirmed news, but everyone's reporting on this. We will continue to see live service multiplayer games on PC, which is like the Helldivers of this world, isn't it? Successful PlayStation IPs that are live. That's cool. Great. Okay. For me, it doesn't really set me on fire.
Yeah, that's not what I'm here for. I don't play stuff like that.
No.
I sold my PlayStation 5, 2 years ago now? Because I could see that slowly but surely, after 3 years of time, they were releasing games on PC. You got Ghosts of Satsuma, as we like to call it. We got Spider-Man. Spider-Man, man. This is Sony. Yeah. And they put Spider-Man 1, Miles, and 2 on PC. The God of War's on PC. Horizon's on PC. All of their big titles are on PC. And for them to say that they didn't increase sales, that is absolute bollocks. That is so bollocks. Show me the figures. Show me your bank account. Because that is bollocks.
Show me your wallet.
Yeah, literally. I bet you PC sales are greater than on PlayStation. For some of those titles.
I think for games like Stellar Blade, I would agree with you. I don't think that's.
Like that.
I know it was in the PlayStation family. It didn't feel like a PlayStation game at all. Ghosts, I think, is probably going to do better on PC. Ghost of Tsushima and Yotai when it eventually does roll. If it did roll to PC,
not. Yeah, it might not now.
Feels weird saying that because it seemed so nailed on that it would come to PC. And the weird thing for me is that the ports were most of them, at least, were so well done.
Yes.
That they've obviously spent a lot of time investing in that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They're incredible games.
Yeah. It's a mad one. Do you know what, though? The absolute stupidity of that is... It feels like it might be a knee-jerk reaction to them knowing what's happening at Xbox.
Yeah.
That even before the stuff we'll talk about in a minute with Phil Spencer leaving and all the rest of it, that Xbox going multi-platform hurt their hardware, and I think this was probably discussed in the light of that.
Yeah.
Sadly, and the other stupid part of it is when I look at the games that are coming, like Wolverine, Ghosts of Yeti, that's there. If there's a Spider-Man 3, those games are good enough to make me want to buy a PlayStation. So it works. That's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I would, out of being throwing my toys out of the pram, I just wouldn't.
I know. Yeah, it's stubborn.
You're not getting my money now. You would have before, because I already have bought every PlayStation ever. I've spent loads of money on those and then rebought them again on PC Like it's just silly. And then bought them again if it was ported elsewhere or whatever, or different editions where they release The Last of Us, the same game 8 times. Here's 4 different PS3 versions. Oh, look, there's a PS4. Let's remaster it, even though we released it a week ago. Oh, there's a PS5. Oh, here's another remaster. Hang on. Do you want the PC remaster, which is the same as all the other ones, but there's like 19? This is worse than Bethesda and Skyrim, by the way, right? And you buy all of them for what? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. So, yeah, no, they ain't getting my money. Like, I just won't play them. So, and that's a real shame because I love them. Like, the PlayStation first-party games are some of the best games, like, ever. Yes. They are fantastic. Like, and you get so sucked into them. Even, like, Spider-Man, which I find actually quite, like, samey. It's a rinse and repeat of the same thing. You just jump on a rooftop, beat up some dudes, same actions. But if you follow the story and do the like side quests alongside whilst you're doing it, the stories are so well presented. They're so gripping. It's just fun. That what could potentially be boring is not, because you just get like, I'm going to be really pissed off if this turns to be true, because I'm not going to buy another PlayStation, especially with all these price hikes and stuff. I purposefully sold the PlayStation in hopes that, okay, they'll bring to PC eventually, and I will support PlayStation that way. But,
here's the thing, I think, how this plays out. They don't make any confirmation or announcement about it, because it leaves the door open for them either way.
Yeah,
the idea of a PlayStation launcher, I think, was probably dead in the water anyway.
Yeah.
We've seen that with others trying to get into it, like Epic and stuff, trying to get into it and just not succeeding particularly well with their own launches. Is it Epic? They have like free games and they can't even get people. They can't even get users over for that. Like,
no, everyone goes over, claims the free games, and then never plays them. I've got an Epic account with like pages of games that I've never paid for, and I've never played any of them.
Yeah, it was probably dead in the water anyway. The amount of like support you need to give that in order for it to work well.
Yeah,
but I think they'll leave the door open to bringing games over. Maybe it's like as delayed as we've seen some of the games. Like how much longer after release was Tsushima coming to PC after release on PlayStation?
Yeah,
Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC.
Yeah,
in a couple of weeks. And that's been out for a couple of years now, isn't it?
No,
maybe a year.
Yeah, the gap started getting smaller. So, like you said with Tsushima, it was like 2 or 3 years or something. And then you fast forward to Spider-Man, it was like under 12 months for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
It was mad. Like, it was real quick. And I think the same for Death Stranded, yeah.
The dream of day and date releases, which I think is very player positive and would help with software sales at least. The day of that's gone. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's.
But I think the reality of this is probably somewhere in the middle. They'll leave the door open to it. Maybe there'll be like long delays, maybe years between, or a year between PlayStation and PC. I think there's an acknowledgement from PlayStation and probably Xbox as well that there is a need for a period of exclusivity on your piece of hardware.
I'm totally fine
if you want people to buy that.
I am totally fine with waiting a year, 2 years even. Do you know what I mean? If it meant I had to wait 1 or 2 years to get Wolverine on PC, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's totally fine. If you want to push sales for your console, I get that. It's a business, they want to make money. But saying that PC sales didn't contribute to sales, like, that is bullshit, like, it really is. Like, it is absolute bollocks. So, it really pisses me off, that does. That's like the most frustrating bit of news I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty horrific. I think take it with a pinch of salt. Don't get too upset by it yet, because the other thing is they'll never confirm it because they don't need to.
They don't need to. Yeah, like you said, they'll either just drag it out for longer, or I don't know. I hope it's rubbish. That again, this is just scaremongering journalism.
Yeah.
But we will have to wait and see, I suppose. But it does annoy me.
Just really briefly before we get onto the Xbox thing. For those of you that are looking forward to a day where we no longer have to deal with Windows, Nvidia are hiring Linux engineers.
Yeah. Just driver support, yeah.
Yeah, there's interesting.
Very interesting.
I guess more and more as we push towards a SteamOS driven world for gaming.
Well, you know what's actually quite telling with this is we're thinking about desktops, you know, and people moving over to SteamOS, like ditch Windows and stuff. What if they're testing Linux or getting people in because they're going to make an APU for a Linux-based handheld for one of the big players?
With Intel?
Could be with Intel. Because the Intel Nvidia merge.
Yeah.
And maybe someone like MSI takes the new Intel Nvidia chip but has SteamOS out of the box. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. This is total making it up on the spot. But there's a potential.
Well, there's definitely some things happening.
Yeah.
There's something happening. And there's an appetite for it. There's a real appetite for it.
Yeah.
I think well, we've seen it with how popular SteamOS is over Windows, even with Xbox full screen experience, which is still weirdly lacking.
Yeah. It's janky still.
I'm getting a bit annoyed by that, and I know there's a lot of our viewers that are like, it's not good enough.
I was doing something the other day on one of the allies, the Xbox allies, and I think it annoys me more on those because they're like the native devices.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I could deal with it when I was using it on the Legion Go too, because I mean, like, I forced it on and stuff, and it's like, okay, it's a bit buggy, whatever, like, it's fine. But when you're like using the actual bit of hardware it was made for, and it's no different, like, stuff don't work, like, you press something, it doesn't load, or it might like open it and then like crash or something. It's like, man, like, I was thinking if this was a console, no one would stand for that. But because it's a PC, like, well, PCs are buggy, aren't they? Like, you just deal with it. Like, I was like, man, this is pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. Join in the conversation in the comments. Obviously, you're going to disagree and agree and have other thoughts on us. That's all cool. Put them in the comments. We'll look at them and join in the conversation too. Whilst you're down there, make sure you like this video. Subscribe for more handheld gaming content.
Yeah.
Have a fantastic weekend. And what else should they do?
Stay tuned for the SteamOS video dropping next week and the Resident Evil Requiem best settings video on Monday. And become a member. You get to chat to us on our private Discord as well.
Love it. So until the next time.
Have a nice day. Yeah.